Did this clown just make a short trying to straw man me? Okay, first of all, we can literally see in the short itself what exactly I said. And what I said literally had nothing to do with what you just tried to straw man me for. First of all, I brought up jaywalking and running a red light to prove that you can like commit crimes without being arrested for them. He never contended to that. And he didn't even contend to it in this short either. Furthermore, what he did next is cherry picking and also selective attention. Because notice how I never said that being one, like being a PETA, wasn't immoral. I said that you can't say that it's moral or immoral depending on its chronology. I literally said that. Let me just read what I said right quick. Okay, so slapped you on this already, but let's do it again. The idea of morals is based on what we think is right and not what is actually right. You'd be presupposing that in every possible world that the action is immoral regardless of chronology, which you'd have to justify. Basically what I was saying there is that you can't compare morals of today with morals of ancient times, which was basically on the whole thing with Islamic religion, and then try to say that people are pedophilic for supporting Muhammad because of something that was typically considered moral by the other Islamics during that time period. Notice how I never said it is moral. I said it was considered moral based on what the Islamics thought. And as you can see, he's strawman me again right there. So, in short, the entire point is that he was arguing about this with MTF and me, despite literally ignoring the chronology inconsistency. For example, let's take the old Constitution, aka the first versions of the Constitution, with the new versions. It would be wrong to say that a person is being unconstitutional because they believed that the old constitution is better than the new one. Because with the old one, there was a lot of restrictions on people's rights and stuff, mainly surrounded by black people. But when we go with the new one, those things don't exist. However, the person could think that the new constitution is better. I mean, that the old constitution is better simply because it had more authority. That doesn't mean that they themselves support the acts of it or that they themselves are unconstitutional. That makes no sense and it doesn't logically follow either. It would be presupposing that that person is unconstitutional, which again makes no sense. Furthermore, the guy never attacked my point of the idea of morals being subjective. Because if we look at a moral right quick, actually, hold on. Let me just type this in right quick. Okay. So the word moral is defined as concerned with the principles of right and wrong behavior based on the goodness or badness of human character. Not only is that based on human perception, but it's also based on human opinion because it's not universally applicable. A similar definition would be a person's standards of behavior or beliefs concerning what is and what is not acceptable for them to do. So, I'm going to explain this again. The reason I even brought up morals is because it was acceptable with the Islamics back then. That's kind of axiomatic. Well, no, not axiomatic. Don't say that because it's not universally applicable. But that's kind of self-evident in the fact that like you can literally see it in the what's it called the Quran. I don't know how to say it. I'm not Islamic, but you get the point. Problem is that morals vary in each region. Because, see, morals are generally considered subjective because they depend on individual, cultural, or societal perspectives, although there can be some that argue for objective moral truths, but he'd have to substantiate that being an objective moral truth, though. That's the problem. The notion of morals in the context of Islamic religion literally vary across different contexts. Ain't it funny how desperate this guy is getting, though? Moreover, I find it funny how this guy's literally dodging me to this day still. Now, okay, so off topic, but let's look at some of the stuff he said. I'm gonna just well, not send, but I'm gonna read some of the stuff he said right here. Okay, this comes from a good friend of mine named Yoshi, where he basically just screenshotted all the stuff that that Gebra said. So he said, "So what are you going to do about it? There is no victim." However, Tyler defended Muhammad's actions against Aisha, a 9-year-old. He needs his A whooped for being so disgusting. Okay, so I replied with this. Funny how he made this claim but couldn't justify it when I was debating him on it. If he really believes that, he should stop hiding behind mod perms and debate me on an equal playing field. Which he quite literally did do that. He literally banned me from the server that I joined. Okay. Then I also said, it's funny because during that debate, I argued from the stance that modern day morals can't be applied to ancient morals, anachronism, but never did I argue from the stance of his actions being right or just. And you could see this in my exposed video comment section. Not my fault he can't track even when things are explained to him in layman's terms. Okay, so then he said, translation, let's debate on whether smashing a 9-year-old is pedophilia. Not happening, it's axiomatically false upon the sheer definition of pedophilia and what Muhammad did. You support an NTF leader who defended having sexual intercourse with 9-year-olds. There is no debate because there's nothing to debate. Tyler of Chaos is a disgusting N-word who thinks 9-year-olds can consent, which I said in retaliate. Oh, wait, no, he said something else. It's in the comments section of his exposure video on me. He also outright admitted he thinks about children sexually when looking at drawings. And my response to this was, love it when the king of strawman tries strawmanning so he can dodge a topic. Something axiomatic is universally applicable, but the idea of morals is based on... Oh, wait, I already read this to you guys. This is about whether the idea of morals is okay. You know what? I'm just gonna read it again. Love it when the king of strawman tries strawmanning so he can dodge the topic. Something axiomatic is universally applicable, but the idea of morals is based on what we think is right and not what is actually right. You'd be presupposing that in every possible world that the action is immoral regardless of chronology, which you would have to justify. So go ahead and substantiate that right quick. Which I then said afterwards, you'd be right if I supported MTF's stance, but that's not the case here. What actually went down is that I supported his reasoning, considering how your reasoning had loopholes. I actually had different reasoning from MTF. Moreover, you're still dodging him on the topic. It's funny how a person who thinks wanking to anime kids is okay will try to project. Then I quoted him where he said he also outright admitted. Then I said, no, I refuted this point by pointing out how it doesn't require sexual attraction to link something sexual to something else. You never properly refuted this either. We can debate this, but you're too scared to run a topic with me. Wouldn't blame you, though. I'd be scared too if I was a retard. Just saying. Okay. Then I said, if you're so sure of yourself, then you can go ahead and unban me so I can slam you again, but we both know how that'd go down if you do. And that's basically it. Okay, so one more rundown. In short, there are crimes that are still illegal, but you can't get arrested for. 2, instead of actually refuting my point about how you can't apply ancient morals to morals now, well, he basically just made a short instead of actually refuting what I said in order to try and defame and slander me. That's all that is. You know, he's so pathetic. It's honestly quite funny. And now that I think about it, I could have just done my video like this, my exposed video. All I did was just talk. But anyway, I'll see y'all later. Please don't be an idiot like this guy.